Welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. Now there's going to be a very slight delay. This is actually the third time now of trying to get this race out to everybody. I did it this morning and went through the entire race and it didn't record for whatever reason, I don't know. I've just tried it again a short while ago and it didn't work again, so I'm just now waiting for my race engineer to give me the thumbs up as to whether this one's working or not, and it would appear that it's not, because he's telling me we've got nothing, so I do need to check myself. So if you just bear with me, and I do apologise if you are listening. But it doesn't seem to be coming through now. Oh, hang on, no, I've had the thumbs up from our race engineer and we are all good to go apparently. So good, we are up and running, so thank you to Ian, who is down there trackside and can hear me. So as I said, we did try and get this race done this morning, and like I say, the YouTube gods decided otherwise, but never mind, we're here, we're running. This is our Wednesday multi-class, so this race was run last night. Excuse me. We're with the League One guys, and this is round 2. We are in Italy, just north of Milan at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza, or to you and me, Monza. 3.6 miles, 11 turns, with a pretty nasty chicane as the first turn, but we'll come on to that as we go through. Now, as I say, this is the multi-class. We've got the GR1s and the GR3s on track at the same time. Monza being one of the fastest tracks in Europe, excuse me, if not the fastest, is perfectly suited for these GR1 cars. However, you start putting obstacles on the track in the form of GR3 cars and it becomes a little bit more interesting for them. 37 laps, or 37 laps for the GR1 cars anyway, be round about 31, 32 ish for the GR3s. Rules, really, if you've not seen these races before, all compound tyres have to be used. That's the softs, mediums and hards. You will only need the inters or wets, obviously, if we get the wet stuff falling from the sky, which I hope we don't. Rolling start, and that's about it really. So without further ado, again, we're going to get on with this race. As I say, we're in Monza, we're in Italy. The grid order is a reverse of league standings. Now, I'm not going to go through the league standings because it is only week 2, so you will pick up pretty quickly who is where as we go through the grid. So Toby starting in pole position, as you can see, means he's at the bottom of the Group 1, the GR1 league table, excuse me, at the minute. So we're going to go through the grid. So we've got Toby on pole position, we've got Smoky Tom just sitting behind him, Phaser in 3rd, Neil Farmack 4th, Matt 73 in 5th, Fitzy is 6th, Brian Moncani is 7th, and Woodrow is in 8th. So that's the lineup for the GR1 cars. And for the GR3s, we've got Slowpoke in pole position. We've got Stealth just behind him in 10th. Then we've got Unforgiven in 11th. C. Brown is 12th. Grasshopper 13th. Osmond 14th. And Derg 15th. Now, I think I said Slowpoke is in pole. He's not. He's in 9th, but it's sort of pole position for the GR3 cars. I'm sure you get the gist of it all. So, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the back with Dirk, so we'll get this race underway, and it's just so that we can see everybody hurtling towards turn 1. Now, as I say, it is a rolling start, and we heard the klaxon, so they are away. So everybody down towards turn 1, the chicane. Now, the GR1 cars will get there a lot sooner than the GR3s, obviously, so we don't want those guys hurtling towards the GR3s at great speed do it. Everybody taking it nice and easy as we go through there, which is exactly what we want to see. Let's keep everybody facing the right way. So now we'll jump back up to our race leader, Toby, as he takes us up towards the second chicane on this track at turns 4 and 5. It's Della Rosia, well that's how I pronounce it anyway. And then he goes on towards turn 6 and 7, which is almost like one big right-hander. It's the Lessimo curve. So Toby getting around turn 7 successfully. Then on to Del Seraglio. Excuse my pronunciations, those who tune in on a regular basis will know I'm not fantastic at it. And then down towards Ascari. This is it's like another chicane, it's a bit bigger one. Turns 8, 9 and 10. And then on the straight down towards turn 11, which is Parabolica. And that's the lap for these guys done. So Smoky Tom in second, Neil Formack in third, Fitzy is fourth, Fazer fifth, Matt is sixth, Brian Malcarney seventh, and Woodrow eighth, with a half second penalty as well for Woodrow already. And that is the lineup so far for the GR1 cars as we go towards the chicane. And you can see Brian Malcarney and Matt going side by side, although Brian Malcarney pulls out at the very last minute, and I don't blame him. Oh, and Matt spun it. That's a real shame for Matt. Let's have a look what's happened to him. We've gone into the chicane. He's got there just before Brian. I think Brian backed out. It wasn't the best of entries in there, and I think Matt has just gone onto the power too early, and the back end has come round on him, and he's going to see he's stuck to that barrier, isn't he? What a shame for Matt on lap 2, and now he's going to have to sort of wait until he can see a gap so he can get back on track safely as the GR3 cars go by. Matt, that's not going to worry Matt too much. He can overtake those, but he's got a bit of a task now if he wants to catch up to the back of the GR1s. That's a real shame for him. So back up to the GR3s, Slowpoke. No, it's Unforgiven. Unforgiven is leading this pack. He's in 8th, but he's actually leading the GR3 charge. So Slowpoke has dropped a position already. The Unforgiven, Slowpoke in 9th, Grasshopper in 10th. He's coming under attack from Osman in the Supra. We've got Matt trying to get past these two. He's going to try and catch back up to the rest of the GR1s as they head down towards Ascari for the second time. Osman practically pushing Grasshopper along, isn't he? Let's just jump on board with Osman. He's got a good exit and he pulls alongside Grasshopper now as they go down towards Parabolica. If Osman wants this, he's going to have to go the long way round. He has just got his nose in front of Grasshopper and he has got the move done. That was a great move from Osman. Just got a little bit wide on the turn, but he's going to be okay there. Grasshopper fighting back though, managed to get in the slipstream and is now pulled alongside Osman. So Grasshopper and Osman having an early battle. See Brown in the background with a 1 second penalty. Grasshopper on the inside as they come towards the chicane for the third time. It is Osman though who gets in front, trying to keep it on the tarmac. You don't want to get out there in that kitty litter on the right hand side. Grasshopper again trying to go around the outside of Osman. Grasshopper does fancy his chances in that Corvette against the Supra, and a side by side, there's no separating them, is there? They get to the second chicane. The Della Rosia turns 4 and 5. It is Osman that is still just in front of Grasshopper. They are battling away and they are catching up to the back of Slowpoke as well. Osman now looking steadily in 11th with Grasshopper just behind him. C. Brown in 13th. Like I say, he has got that 1 second penalty. So Dirk, who is currently in 14th, will take that position away from him. Stealth just sitting behind in 15th. We'll just stick with C Brown for now as we go through Ascari. It looks like Dirk's putting a challenge in before they get to the penalty zone. He doesn't need to. In fact, he could just sit behind C Brown and use the slip if he wants to. And there we go. C Brown has to serve his penalty. Dirk goes through, Stealth goes through, and C Brown and the Porsche drop back to 15th. So we'll quickly jump back up to our current race leader, which is Toby. Started in pole position and has started to pull away as well. So Toby out in front, Neil Farmack in second, Fitzy is third. Smoky Tom in fourth, Woodrow in fifth. Ryan Moncarney in sixth, with Fazer just behind in seventh, and then Matt all the way back. Not the best of starts for Matt. He's just got to get his head down, deep breaths. He is on the hard tyres, unless he's just come in. I think he might have just come in actually to put the hard tyres on, I'm not sure. But he is down in 8th. Meanwhile, in the GR3s, Unforgiven now starting to pull away. He is starting to open up a bit of a gap back to Slowpoke. Slowpoke coming under attack from Osman now. Osman will want to take that 10th position away from Slowpoke, and it looks like he's going to be doing it pretty shortly as well. Osman on the soft tyres, Slowpoke also on the soft tyres as they head down towards Ascari. Is Osman going to get it done before they get there? It looks like he is. Osman has pulled to the outside, Slowpoke hugging the inside, going defensive. But Osman has got past before they got to Ascari. A great move from Osman, so he really is on a charge, isn't he? You don't want to be going too far wide either out there, Osman. It will spin you, that AstroTurf. So Slowpoke in 11th now, and has got Grasshopper all over the back of him. We've got Derg in 13th, coming under attack from Stealth. Stealth has managed to get past Derg, so let's just have a look at Stealth. Stealth is on the medium tyres, Derg is on the hards, which is probably what's enabled Stealth to get by. He's just got the better compound tyre on, although Derg's pulled alongside and he's having a go. C Brown, having served his penalty, is trying to get into the slipstream of these two, get a bit of a tow down towards turn 1. Stealth still just ahead of Derg as they go through that chicane and up towards turn 3. Stealth just leading this little trio through turn 3. This big sweeping right-hander up towards the second chicane. The De La Rogia turns 4 and 5. You can see the great big sausage curbs there just on the inside of that turn. If you hit that, it will upset the car and it will throw you off. These guys making it look easy. So these three fighting it out. The 13th position at the minute. C Brown trying to get into the back of Dirk, get a bit of a slipstream as they head down towards Ascari. Now is C Brown going to have a look. Dirk going defensive. He is. So Dirk is going to try and defend this corner. C Brown, if he wants it, he's going to have to go all the way around the outside. But they're through there safely, and it is as it was before, with Stealth leading Dirk and C Brown. Just as C Brown, he's having another look, isn't he? He's trying to get in that Stealth slipstream and hoping that Stealth will pull him around the corner so he can get the overtake done on Dirk. We'll just stay with these for a second. C Brown going all the way around the outside, and he's got it done as well. So C Brown manages a great move on Dirk there, all the way around the outside of Parabolica. But Dirk fighting back up towards the chicane. We're going to have to leave these guys fighting it for a minute because I want to see what's happening up at the front. So let's just see what's happening with the rest of the GR3 guys. Unforgiven in 9th, currently leading these guys. He was being caught by Osman, and I think he still is. Yeah, we can just see Osman in the background as they go through the second chicane. Unforgiven will be aware that Osman's behind him, and Osman is very quick, especially in that Supra. Both on the soft tyres. Osman looking after his slightly better than Unforgiven, so maybe the BMW is a bit rougher on the tyres. Unforgiven still in 9th. You can just see Matt has come into the pits. He's going to get rid of them hard tyres. He needs something, doesn't he, if he's going to catch up to the rest of the pack. Unforgiven in 9th, still leading from Osman. Oh, and Osman has gone off. He's took a spin and a kiss with barrier as well. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and have a look at this, much to Unforgiven's pain. I'm sure he doesn't want to see it again. But we're going to have a look. So we're going through turn 8, 9, and then on to 10. And I think this is where it goes wrong for him. He just goes too wide and gets on that AstroTurf, which throws the car off to the left, smashes into the barrier. And then he's going to have to wait until he gets a bit of a clear track before he can get back on. So Grasshopper goes through, Osman goes through, Slowpoke gone through. Unforgiven still trying to get back on the track. Stealth gone through. I would see Brown. I think C Brown's took a bit of a spin as well. I think he's done exactly the same as Unforgiven did. He may have got a little bit caught out by Toby going by, and C Brown has done exactly the same as Unforgiven. He went too far to the right, got on the AstroTurf, and bang, he's into the barrier. So that has just added to his misery, and that is so unlucky for C Brown. But we're going to go back up to the current race leader at the minute. It is Toby, leading from the start, and he's still out in front. Got a bit of a gap now. Oh, now then, Neil Farmack. Now, what's he got a penalty? Where's he picked that up from? It may have been in amongst all this chaos. You can see the yellow flag is being waved. Nothing. Well, I can only guess it is because he overtook Derg during a yellow flag, which is a bit, it's a bit unfair, but well, they're the rules. You can't overtake under a yellow flag, and that's the only thing I can think why Neil Farmack has been handed a 3-second penalty. It's a bit of a harsh decision, but there we go. You cannot overtake under a yellow flag, and I think that's what it's for. Neil did overtake Derg as they came out of turn 10, so Neil will be cussing and cursing in that car. I think Neil is in the Audi. He is. Neil and Toby are both in the Audi R18, and Neil will not be pleased with that at all. That means Fitzy, who is currently in 3rd, is going to be able to take that 2nd podium spot away from Neil Farmack when he serves that penalty. Woodrow also will go through, I'm sure. Woodrow currently sitting in 4th as these GR1 guys start catching up to the back of the GR3s. You can see Slowpoke there just trying to stay out of the way. Now the GR3 guys do not have to move off of their racing line. It is up to the faster cars to find a safe way past. Now obviously the GR3 ones do have a responsibility as Woodrow gets onto the gravel. A rare mistake from Woodrow. Now, was that because he was trying to get by one of the GR3s? I'm not saying it was one of the GR3's fault. Fitzy goes by Grasshopper. Woodrow goes to go up the inside. I think he was just a bit too late on the brakes. I think maybe in his hurry to get by Grasshopper, he just forgot to brake. And that has put him onto the gravel. That's not Grasshopper's fault, or not in my view, it's not Grasshopper's fault. It is up to these GR1 boys to find a safe route past, and if you can't, you're going to have to be patient and wait. But Woodrow in 4th, it's not really done him any harm, although it's just got him a little bit further off the back of Neil Farmack. So that was unlucky for Woodrow, but he will get his head down and his foot down, and he will crack on. Brian Moncani then in 5th. He's not that far behind Wadru now. Fazer in 6th, trying to get to the chicane before Unforgiven. I'm sure Unforgiven will give him a bit of room. No point trying to battle one of the GR1 cars when you're in a GR3 BMW. Then we've got Smoky Tom in 7th, and then Matt still playing catch up all the way back in 8th. Remember, he has made a stop. He got rid of the hard tyres a lap or 2 ago, and is now on the mediums. Oh, Osman in 9th. He is the current leader of the GR3, and he has quite a good lead on him actually. Back to Grasshopper. Grasshopper being a bit swamped by the GR1s. Slowpoke just behind Grasshopper. He's not letting Grasshopper get too far away. So far, Slowpoke not doing too bad. And we've got Derg sitting in 12th. Derg having a decent race so far, considering he's on the hard tyres. Fuel is, well, he is running out of fuel, obviously. It's just below the quarter tank. But that's going to be the same for everybody. You can see Unforgiven, he's about in the same situation fuel-wise. He is on the softer tyres, so they are a bit more worn. As we follow him around Parabolica and onto the straight. This straight, incidentally, is 1100 metres long. So, as we've seen, it is a fantastic place to do a bit of drafting and get some overtakes done. But then it is hard on the brakes as they hit that very tight chicane, which is turn 1 and 2. Now Stealth in 14th with C Brown down in 15th. Not had the greatest of starts to this race as C Brown. He will carry on though. Great looking car, isn't it? The Porsche, a bit battered after a little kiss with the barrier earlier on. But the livery is pretty good. I do like that. But back up to our race leader. If we have a look at his tyres, he's on the mediums, and they are looking fine. They are probably 15-20% worn, just under a quarter tank of fuel. So Toby looking comfortable at the minute. Fitzy about the same for fuel, but the tyres are a lot more worn, especially on the left hand side, this being a clockwise track. The tyres on the left are the ones that are going to take the beating, and that's why they're showing the wear that they're showing. Hillfire Max still in 3rd. Wadru still in 4th as he gets himself around that first chicane, up through turn 3 to the second chicane, Della Rogia, turn 4 and 5. So that's Woodrow just going through there now. Brian Moncani in 5th. Brian's running the medium tyres. He's looking after his fuel a lot better. He may be doing a bit of fuel saving, but he does seem to have a lot more fuel than the other guys. Just over a quarter of a tank. So yeah, I'm guessing that Brian Moncani may well be fuel saving. He's trying to go a little bit further into the race than maybe some of the others. Fazer in 6th, also on the mediums, and he's got Smoky Tom all over the back of him. So we'll jump on board with Smoky Tom for a few turns as we try and chase Fazer down. So it is into Ferrante Ascari, which is sort of the 3rd chicane on the this track, albeit a very spread out one, but it is still a chicane nevertheless. Down the straight towards Parabolica, which is turn 11, this long sweeping right-hander. Very easy to go too early on the throttle, which will push the car out to the left. But Tom keeping it under control. We go past the pit entry point onto this 1100 metre straight, full throttle, 180 miles an hour, 182 in these GR1 cars. Then it is hard on the brakes, down through the gears, get through turns 1 and 2, and Phaser picking up a half-second penalty there for track limits. So he's obviously broken the white line as we've gone through the turns 1 and 2. Osman is in the pit, so the current leader of the GR3 cars is in the pits. The mechanics don't look that busy, do they? Oh, that's why, they've just finished. And here's me having a go at them. So Osman back out in 9th position. He's got Slowpoke. Well, Slowpoke's in the pits as well. Unforgiven is in the pits. See, Brown is in the pit. Is Dirk going to come in? No, he's not. Toby is, though. Our current race leader, Toby, is into the pits now. Fitzy's come in as well. Neil Farmack. So the 3 leaders are all in the pits. So where is Wadru? Wadru just coming around turn 11 now. Surely he's going to have to pit as well. He is. So that means Brian Moncani could take the lead. Although Toby, it looks like Toby's coming back out. So he is. So Toby is out of the pits and approaching turn 1. Brian Moncani goes through to second. Smoky Tom is going to make third. I think he is, yeah. Fitzy has just come out, so Fitzy rejoins in 4th. Neil Farmack is 5th. However, Brian Moncani and Smoky Tom have not made a stop yet. Wadru in 6th. Phaser is in the pits now. He's getting a fresh set of boots and some fuel. Matt, who has already pitted, he's now on the back of Osman. Oh, a bit of a glitch there from Osman. And some smoke coming off of them tyres as Osman pushes that Supra to its limits. And it does look like he's getting a bit of a push from Phaser as well. But sorry, was it Phaser or Matt? It's Matt. So the 2 teammates, one is pushing the other. So Osman getting a bit of a nudge from his teammate. It is allowed, bump drafting is allowed, but only with your teammates. So Matt feels that his race is pretty much over. He thought he'd just give Osman a bit of a nudge and help him along. Not that he needs it. Osman is way out in front. Grasshopper in 10th. Slowpoke out of the pits now in 11th. Berg in 12th. Berg now out on the medium tyres. Unforgiven is doing his stint on the hard tyres. You just have to run a minimum, I think, of 2 laps on each of the compounds, and then you can use whatever tyre you like after that. So it is a minimum of 2 laps on each compound, and then whatever you want. So Unforgiven is obviously going to do his couple of laps. He may do more, but he has to do 2 on the hard. We've got Stealth, he's also out on the hard tyres, and C Brown just behind Stealth, he's on the softs. So C Brown may well be able to catch up and overtake Stealth. Oh, now then, we've got, oh, it's Slowpoke. Slowpoke sitting and parked on the grass. You can't park there. Let's have a look and see what's happened. So we're going through the chicane, and we are now coming up to turn 6 and 7, the Lesmo curve, around 6, everything okay, no pressure from behind, through turn 7, a little bit wide, oh, and then onto the AstroTurf, which then of course spins you around to face the wrong way. Why wouldn't it? And you can see a whole gaggle of cars now approaching. So Slowpoke unfortunately on the wrong side of the track and facing the wrong way, so rejoining now. He's going to be a bit dangerous coming onto the track at the exit of turn 7. So trying to get back on. So that's pretty much Slowpoke's race over with as well. So he's down there with C Brown now. And Stealth in 13th. So Toby still out in front. Doing everything right so far. We are 22 minutes into this race. Toby with the fastest lap so far on 34.4. Looks like a juice there. Sorry, Brian Marconi, who is in second place, has just come into the pits now, which means Fitzy is going to move up and take that second podium spot away from Brian. So we'll just follow Fitzy as he goes through. Neil Farmack in third. Brian's still in the pits, he's waiting for the fuel to go in. I'll get the camera the right way around, haven't I? So Woodrow in fourth, Brian still in the pits. He's just coming out now as Slowpoke goes by. Down towards the chicane. Who's going to get there first? So Slowpoke gets there just ahead of Brian Moncani. Obviously Brian is going to go flying by Slowpoke as soon as they get through that exit, and he has Slowpoke down in 15th. Smoky Tom in 6th, Baser 7th. It looks like everybody's made a stop now. That's in 8th with quite a mountain to climb ahead of him if he wants to get anything out of this race. Grasshopper in 9th. Well, Osman's come into the pits, hasn't he? That's right. So Osman has been in the pits. He's on a fresh set of medium tyres, a full tank of fuel, and he's come out just behind Unforgiven with a half-second penalty. So race leader into the pits again. But Toby's been out. He's done his 2 laps on the hard tyres. He's had enough of them. Excuse me. And some fuel, he does need some fuel. So Fitzy now goes through. So Fitzy takes up the lead of this race. The fuel now going into Toby's car is now at 100 litres. We're going to call it, I'm not sure if it's litres or percent, I'm not sure. But Toby with 100 whatevers, litres, we're going to call them litres. So Fitzy out in front, Neil Farmack second, and then Toby rejoins in third. He's now on some soft tyres though. The 2 guys ahead of him on the mediums, so Toby is going to be on a charge. Brian Moncani is 4th, also on the soft tyres. Smoky Tom on the mediums. We know Smoky Tom does like to start on the harder compound tyres and work his way through. So his next stop will be for softs. Got Phaser in 6th. Matt in 7th. Then the leader of the GR3 group is Grasshopper. He's got Fitzy behind him. Now, as I've said before, the GR3 cars don't have to get out of the way. It is up to the GR1 guys to find a way through, although Grasshopper there would have been aware of the guys coming, and he will move out of the way when he gets a chance, but he doesn't have to move off of his racing line. The Grasshopper out in front at the minute of the GR3s. He's got Dirk sitting behind in 9th. Well, I say sitting behind, he's a bit of a gap, but Dirk in that AMG, well, he was going to come into the pits again then, but he's not. Dirk currently in 9th, Unforgiven 10th. Get a bit of a slipstream from Brian Moncani. And then Osman right behind Unforgiven. Let's go on board with Osman as we come down to turn 1. Hard on those brakes, make this first turn, and then through turn 2. Those sausage curbs really do throw the car about. You can see he's got nobody behind him, so Osman can concentrate fully on the back of Unforgiven. Through turn 3, up towards the second chicane, into turn 4, trying to avoid them sausage curves because they really do upset the car. You can just see in the distance we've got one of the GR1 cars coming up fast. It is Smoky Tom, but Osman, he's got to concentrate on Unforgiven. The Smoky Tom goes flying by and gets himself in between the two of them. No dramas there. Well done, Smoky Tom. He managed to get by the two of them very safely, actually, in a very tricky spot. So Osman trying to get in the slipstream of Unforgiven as we head down towards Ascari. Through the left-hander of turn 8, through 9, then 10. Remember, Unforgiven had a bit of a spill here a few laps ago. Still kicking a bit of dirt up, but Osman right in the slipstream now of that BMW. And I think the Supra, aided with the slipstream, has just got too many beans for that BM. But Unforgiven, he's going to fight back. Well, Osman may have come to the pits then, but he's not. Unforgiven right up the jack seat of Osman as they head down towards turn 1. Unforgiven pulls to the right. He's got the inside line, but has he got the beans? I don't think he has. Osman's going to get there first, and it is Osman through the chicane first. Unforgiven, that was a good effort. I just don't think the BM's quite got enough against that Supra. So Osman stays in 10th, Unforgiven in 11th. C. Brown has moved up to 12th. So good recovery for C. Brown. Currently sitting in 12th. We've got Stealth in 13th, and then Slowpoke down in 14th. Now we've lost one, and I think it is Wadru. It is. It's Wadru in the GR1 car. So Wadru has had some sort of issue and has had to retire from the race. Well, I hope he's okay, but that's a shame. Wadru has had to retire from the race. So we've got Fitzy out in front. He's leading from Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the two Audis out there, the Audi R18, the 2016s. Toby is in the other one. The rest of the GR1s are all the Porsche, the 919. And at the minute, it is the Porsche leading the way, with Fitzy behind the wheel, Neil Farmack in second, Toby in third. Toby was leading this race for quite a while, up until the stops. He's made 2 stops in quick succession just to get rid of his hard tyres. Brian Moncani in 4th, Smoky Tom 5th, Baser 6th, poor old Matt down in 7th. Really didn't get a great start and has struggled to recover from it. Grasshopper in 8th, Berg in 9th, Osman 10th with Unforgiven in 11th. Now Osman is just starting to pull away from Unforgiven, and he is starting to reel Berg in. You can see the blue flags being waved, and that is for the fact that Fazer is behind Osman. And Fazer just has to pick his moment to get by. I'm sure Osman's aware of it, but doesn't have to move. So Osman in 10th, Unforgiven in 11th. Just see Matt in the distance. I'm just having a look to see if we can see Stealth, but we can't. Stealth is down in 12th. He's a few seconds between Unforgiven and Stealth. Same again for Stealth to Slowpoke, and then C. Brown in 14. So that's the lineup at the minute. Nobody really fighting. We'll have a look through the grid in a minute, see if we can find a bit of a battle. Neil Farmack trying to stay the pace with Fitzy. Toby currently in 3rd, Brian Moncani in 4th, Smoky Tom 5th, Fazer, Matt, and then we go to the DR3s. Still no real battles to be had. Grasshopper out in 8th, tyres at around about 45% wear on the left hand side on the softs. Then we've got Derg on the mediums. His tyres obviously looking a lot better, so he'll be in for fuel I think before the tyres wear. Grasshopper same with the fuel. Probably got about 2 laps left. Osman though, with just under half a tank. Oh, who's that? That's Osman. Osman's picked up 3 seconds. Let's have a look. What's happened there? I think this may be another yellow flag incident. Now let's have a look. Yes. I've gone back again just so we can get a clearer look at this. Have I gone back enough? I've gone back too far now, haven't I? That's turn 1. Now we've got Matt coming up to overtake Osman as they head towards the second chicane. Matt gets himself in front. There's a yellow flag. And there, yes, I think Osman did. He overtook Matt. Well, again, I think that is really harsh. That is really harsh to give a 3-second penalty for well, for a GR3 to be overtaking a GR1. And Matt and Phaser. I think Phaser was the one who had the issue. He got a reset just as Osman and Matt got to the chicane. The yellow flag was suddenly flashed up just as Osman went by, so that was really hard on Osman there. He will be cussing and cursing, I'm sure. As Grasshopper, the GR3 leader at the minute, comes into the pits. Osman has served his penalty and Unforgiven has said thank you very much, and gets in front of him, although Osman is going to get right onto the back of Unforgiven and he's going to want that place back. Osman pulls to the inside. It's showing that he's in front of the BMW, and as I say, I just think the Supra's just got a little bit too much. As Osman gets to turn 1 first, through the chicane, and retakes his position. So Osman 8th, Unforgiven 9th, Grasshopper. As he's come in, he's put fuel in, but he's not changed the tyres. That's strange. I thought he might have changed the tyres with 50% wear on the left hand side, but he's obviously got some sort of strategy in his mind. The Grasshopper in 10th on the soft tyres. He will have to come and change them in a few laps. Derg in 11th. He's on the mediums and a full tank of fuel, so Derg has obviously kept the same tyres on as well. Not a problem with that. As long as you do run a minimum of each compound tyre, you can do whatever you like with the rest of them. So Derg currently in 11th. We've got Slowpoke in 12th, who's going to have to stop shortly. Fuel is looking a bit low. Stealth has made a stop, that's why he's dropped to 13th, but he's now out on the soft tyres and a full tank of fuel, so Stealth is good to go for a while. We are on lap 19, we're 35 minutes into this race, so we are just over halfway. Now it is 37 laps for the GR1 cars, which means that the GR3s will do considerably less. They'll probably do about 6 laps left, to be honest, so it will be around about 31, 32 I would imagine for the GR3s. As we see C Brown go through turn 6 and 7 in that Porsche. Few battle scars on the front of that car, but it is still going. Now then, we've had a change up front. Just going to go back a little bit further. It was on the straight as Neil Farmack gets into the slipstream of Fitzy as they head down towards the first turn. Neil Farmack pulls to the right. Now this is going to be tricky because Unforgiven is there as well, but I think Unforgiven, quite rightly so, just slammed his brakes on to let these two go by. So that was good driving from Unforgiven. That could have been very messy for all three of them, but I think Unforgiven could see these two hurtling towards him and right in the mix of a good battle, so he just let them through. So that's well done to Unforgiven as Neil Farmack now comes onto the back of Osman. Again, patience is what's needed, but it's easy to say that when you've got somebody stuck on your bumper who wants to take that position away from you. But both Neil and Fitzy have got past Osman safely, and Fitzy is right on the back of Neil Farmack. So let's go on board with Fitzy as we go down towards Ferranti Ascari for the 23rd time for these guys. Try not to go too far to the right. Managed to hold on to that one, did Fitzy. Now he needs to get closer to Neil Farmack. He needs a good exit from Parabolica if he's going to make a move on Neil. And I think Neil has got a decent exit as well. He's got the power down. Now that I don't think Fitzy is going to get close enough. Absolutely nothing behind them. And he's not. I don't think Fitzy's going to get there. So Neil Farmack still in the lead as they go into turns 1 and 2. Fitzy got a bit closer then, but for now has to contend with second and just keep plugging away, try and get closer and closer to Neil. Toby's still sitting in third. Let's just have a look. He's not that far behind Toby, so let's have a look at the fuel for Fitzy and Neil, both in the red. So I think Neil and Fitzy are both going to be heading for the pits at the end of this lap, which then should allow Toby to go through. Toby carrying half-second penalty. That won't really affect him. The GR1 cars are so quick to accelerate that a half-second penalty is not really anything to them. We'll just keep an eye on Neil as he goes through Ascari, because as I say, I think Neil Farmack and Fitzy are going to pit at the end of this lap. Well, they've got to. I don't think they're going to make another lap if they don't. So around turn 11 they go. Do they go turn and right? Yes, they do. So Neil and Fitzy both in. Toby is coming around turn 11 now onto the start finish straight. Foot to the floor, looking to get to, what is it, 180? So Toby goes through to regain the lead. Brian Moncani now onto the start finish straight. He's going to move up into second, surely. He's not quite at the end of the pit exit yet, but he's there now. So Brian Moncani is going to go up into second. Neil just coming out of the pits. Fitzy just following, coming out of the pits as well, following Neil. So they've got out ahead of Smoky Tom in third and fourth. So going back up to the top, Toby retakes the lead. Brian Moncani is second, Neil Farmack third. Neil out on the hard tyres but a full tank of fuel. Fitzy also on the hard tyres and a full tank of fuel. So these two, if they want to, can go quite deep into the rest of this race. I'm not sure they're going to make it to the end on those. Oh, Fitzy, what's happened there? If I can get the right camera, we can see what's happened there. It looked like he was starting to spin out. I'm hoping he caught it. He got up on that curb. Well, he's managed to recover it, but that's allowed Smoky Tom through. He did well to actually recover that slide and get back on track as quick as he did. but he will not be happy with himself for that. I think he just took too much of that sausage curb, which flipped the car a little bit. So Fitzy now down to fifth as we see Phaser into the pit. Matt still down in 7th. I think his race was over on about lap 3, but fair play to him, he's continued racing. He's soon to be lapped by Brian McCartney, so Toby must have already gone through. Osman now in the pit. So our race, the GR3 race leader has come into the pit. So Grasshopper, where is he? He's going to have to change them tyres. He is. So Grasshopper's in now to change those tyres. Osman's fuel going in. Derg, Will Derg. He stayed out. No, he could take the lead now, Derg. Osman has now fully fueled and on the way out the pits, but Derg has already gone through, and Derg is at the chicane. So we've had a few leaders of the GR3 class in this race, and now it's Derg's turn for a few laps. So there we see Derg in 8th. Osman has rejoined in 9th. He is on the soft tyres, our brand new set of soft tyres, so I'm sure it won't be long before he's on the back of that Mercedes of Derg's. Unforgiven in 10th. Very orange out there, isn't it? Is that some sort of sunset, or I don't know what it is, but it's looking very orange. Unforgiven in 10th. Grasshopper has rejoined in 11th. He's out on hard tyres and a full tank of fuel, so we'll see how far Grasshopper wants to go on those hard tyres. Stealth in 12th with Slowpoke in 13th. Oh, somebody's decided they're going to have a bit of a move about of those barriers. Let's just have a look who that was. Now, who's in front of Slowpoke? I think it was one of the might have been Brian Moncani. Decided to, yes, he has. It was Brian decided to try and cut across the chicane rather than go around it. He got a reset. I think he was just a bit put off with Slowpoke being in front of him, and he couldn't get through the chicane as quick as he wanted to, but he'll soon get in front of Slowpoke, and there he goes. CC Brown into the pits. Change of tyres for him and some fuel. Smoky Tom is also in the pits, currently in 5th. He's coming out now as Matt goes. Oh, Matt's a long way off, so Smoky Tom is going to rejoin back in 5th. He's not lost any track positions at all as Smoky. So let's just go back up and see how our race leader's getting on, which is Toby. He will need to, he's probably going to come in as well now. Fuel looking very low, tyres looking very worn. And is he coming in? Yes, he is. So the current race leader is coming in. That means Brian Moncani. Well, Brian's going to have to come in as well. So the nearest one to him is Neil Farmack, and he is just about to hit Parabolica. I'm just looking on the left there, you can just see the fuel starting to go into Toby's car. Now, looks like Brian has stayed out. Brian thinks he can get one more lap out of that fuel tank. He obviously knows what he's doing. So Brian now is the leader of this race. It will be short-lived, unfortunately for Brian, because Neil Farmack is not that far behind him in 2nd. We've also got Toby sitting in 3rd. Toby on the soft tyres, and has had a fantastic race so far this evening, or well, last night actually, but we're not going to split hairs over that, are we? So Toby in 3rd. He has surely got to get that second position away from Neil Farmack anytime soon. Toby getting right into the back of Neil's car, and there we go. As we go through turn 7, Toby makes it look so easy. In fact, I don't even think Neil put up a fight there. He knew he was on the harder compound tyres and that Toby had the better grip. So all he's going to do is just try and sit behind Toby and stick with him, get a bit of a free toe down some of these straights. Might help with the fuel. As Toby moves up into second, Brian Moncani just coming out the exit of Parabolica. A bit of lag going on there as well as Brian dives into the pit. Toby comes around turn 11 onto the straights and will regain the lead of this race. And he does. So Toby goes through, Neil Farmack goes through, Fitzy goes through, Brian Moncani down to 4th at the minute. Where is Smoky Tom? He's just coming into turn 11, so I think Brian will get out. Brian is on his way out. Just enough fuel to get him to the end of the race. So Brian rejoins in 4th. So the race really is now for in the top 3 and who gets what step on the podium. So Neil Farmack trying to get onto the back of Toby. Fitzy trying to go onto the back of Neil Farmack. We are on lap 29 of 37. Fazer down in 7th. Fazer not doing too bad considering I think this is only the second time he's been in a GR1 car. They do take some getting used to, and I think Fazer is on a very steep learning curve with some of these boys. They are the fastest in the Ultimate Racing League, so Fazer doing quite well actually. So well done to him for stepping up and getting in that car. Then we've got Osman. He's carrying a 1 second penalty. Osman currently the leader of the GR3 group in that Supra. As it goes through the second chicane. Then we've got Unforgiven in 9th. He's under no pressure at all, is he now? Grasshopper in 10th. With Stealth 11th. 3rd. Just coming out of the pits now. And he is going to come out ahead of Slowpoke, who is in 13th. And C Brown down in 14th. So let's try and find where the fight's happening. But not between the top 3 at the minute. But looking at the tyres, Fitzy on the hard, Neil Farmack also on the hard, Toby on the softs. I would expect Toby to start opening up quite a gap now as he approaches, well, a back marker of Fazer and Grasshopper, but he gets by Grasshopper okay. Now Toby's just got to get by Fazer. Fazer, he's being waved the blue flag, so Fazer should move out of the way and let Toby through. I think he held him up a little bit longer than Toby would have liked, but he's through now, and he's got a clear track ahead of him. Neil Farmack in 2nd. He's now got to get by Fazer as well. As we go down towards the chicane for the 31st time. Hard on the brakes into this right-hander with it left immediately after it. Neil Farmack making it look so easy. Fitzy through nice and tidy. I'm just going to have a look at the map at the top right hand corner. You can see the little red triangle. Now that's Toby. He's going through the second chicane, turn 4 and 5. And not that far behind is Neil Farmack. Now I thought Toby might have pulled a bit more of a gap than he has, being on the soft tyres. But Neil did a fantastic job of trying to keep in touch with Toby up ahead, and then we've got Fitzy, who we've seen just come around turn 7 in the background, so Fitzy's up there as well. Down the hill towards Ascari they go. Simon Carney sitting in 4th, Smokey in 5th, and as I say, we are looking for a bit of a battle that's taking place, and we can't find one at the minute. Osman's out on his own. Well, he's a long way out on his own. Grasshopper has not even reached turn 11 yet, and Osman is just approaching the first turn, so well, we know there's 1100 metres between them at least. As Grasshopper exits Parabolica, and Osman is just coming up to turn 3 now as Toby goes by, so the two race leaders in the same shot there. Grasshopper in 9th in that Corvette, Unforgiven in 10th. Fantastic livery on that car of Unforgiven's. This is a nice looking car. Derg in 11th, another great livery. The Napa team livery on that AMG of Derg's. We've got Slowpoke and Stealth. Now this is a battle we've not seen a battle for a long while, and this is the battle for 12th. But you don't need to be at the front to have a good race. So Slowpoke battling away with Stealth. Who's going to get to the chicane first? It looks like Slowpoke. Stealth having to back out of it. Slowpoke on the hard tyres. Stealth is on the soft, so I'm sure it won't be long before Stealth is trying to get past Slowpoke. But these two having a decent run. As they go towards the second chicane. Oh, Stealth seemed to go very deep into that turn, but it's cost him a little bit of time. It's enabled Slowpoke to just pull a couple of car lengths away from him. Stealth in the choosing to go with the NSX for this series of race. It's a great car, the NSX. Stealth trying to chase Slowpoke down, but we'll go on board with Stealth as we go through Ascari. Stealth going to have the much better grip on the soft tyres. We got no pressure whatsoever from behind. In fact, there was nobody behind. Not even one of the DR1 cars, or not yet anyway. I'm sure it won't be long. The Stealth gets a much better line through Parabolica and a great exit. He's now in the slipstream of Slowpoke. Is he going to be able to make a move before they get to turn 1? Closer and closer. I don't think he is. I don't think Stealth's going to get there. Down through the gears to get around these tricky turns, and Stealth right on the bumper of that BMW. Not quite there, is he? I'm sure it won't be long. Stealth again having another look into turns 4 and 5. The Della Roggia chicane up towards turn 6 and 7. This double right-hander. We're going to leave these two and let them fight it out for a minute while we just have a look, see what's happening at the pointy end of this race. Oh, Toby getting all out of sorts there, but managing to keep the car going. So Toby's still out in front. Neil Farmack in second, although he's coming under a lot of pressure now from Fitzy. Fitzy has done a fantastic job to get onto the back of Neil Farmack. And he is really putting the pressure on, isn't he? Fitzy is just not letting Neil Farmack get away from him. He is sticking on the bumper of that Audi as they head down towards Ascari. Fitzy trying to get on the inside. Cameraman's all over the bloody place. As Fitzy, a fantastic move from Fitzy to get himself up into second. And now it is Neil Farmack's turn to try and get in the slipstream. Brian Moncani, you've just seen him come round the turn there at turn 10, so he is not too far away as these two are fighting it out for that second podium spot. Neil Farmack seemed to go a little bit deep then into turn 11, but Fitzy's opened up again a couple of car lengths. We can just see Brian there in the distance. Fitzy's going to get to turn 1 first here. Neil not close enough to him. So through turn 1, turn 2 goes Fitzy. Neil Farmack in hot pursuit. Toby is way out in front. He's under no pressure whatsoever. So this is where it's all happening. We're on lap 35 of 37. Great move from Fitzy to get himself up into that second position, but Neil Farmack is staying with him, both on the hard tyres, remember. So now it is just Audi against Porsche. Through turn 6. And on the straight now down towards turn 8. They go. Neil will definitely need to get a lot closer to Fitzy as they come out of Ascari if he wants to make a move before turn 11, although the wisest thing to do would be to stay behind Fitzy as he's done. I don't think he's doing it on purpose, but the wisest thing to do would stay behind Fitzy until they've cleared turn 11 and then make the move. Otherwise you're just going to allow your opponent to get in your slipstream. But at the minute I don't think Neil Farmack's got much choice. As we go across the line to start lap 36. So we will just go down the order. Brian in 4th, Smoky Tom in 5th, Matt is 6th now. Fazer in 7th, Osman, leader of the GR3 cars, in 8th. His nearest rival, well, he's got to be a good 20-30 seconds ahead with Grasshopper. Very hard to judge just looking at the map there in the top right, but Grasshopper in 9th, Unforgiven 10th, Derg is 11th with Stealth in 12th. Stealth having a bit of a coming together, it looked like then, with Brian, I think it was. So Brian trying to go by Stealth, maybe had a bit of a bump. Then we've got Slowpoke in 13th and C Brown in 14th. Those two really looking forward to the checkered flag, get this race over and done with and put to bed. So Toby out in front on the final lap. Through the chicane, turns 1 and 2 for the last time at Monza. Toby just got to get by Unforgiven. He's going to do that easily enough as they go through turn 3. Fitzy still in 2nd and Neil Farmack still in 3rd. So this is where the race is. Which one of these two is going to take that second position? At the minute, it's Fitzy. Now they are coming up against some back markers. We've just seen Fazer in front there. Now if these guys do need to get by these back markers as quick as possible, and with the blue flags waving, Fazer should move out of the way. If he doesn't, this could cause a few problems for Fitzy. Neil Farmack will be hoping that that's exactly what happens, but no, Fitzy's got by. Fitzy's managed to get by Fazer, so Fazer's now in Neil Farmack's way, which is only going to help Fitzy out. I'm going to have to go back up to our race leader. Toby is a flash of the lights before he even reaches turn 11. Around he goes for the final time. He can see the checkered flag now. A fantastic win for Toby, a great race, great tactics, and across the line. Fitzy, it looks like he's going to hold on to that second podium spot. Another great race from him, with Neil Farmack in third. Not much Neil could do. We've just seen Matt has finished in 6th position, but Fitzy across the line to take second with Neil Farmack in third. Brian Moncani will cross the line in 4th. Fazer in 7th. And now everybody's going to start crossing the line at some very strange times, so we'll try and pick them up as they go across. As I say, Matt is in 6th, Fazer is 7th, Smoky Tom is going to come across the line in 5th. And in dramatic style he does. Then we've got Grasshopper has finished. Right, let's just go back so we can so Grasshopper has crossed the line in 9th, Unforgiven is 10th, Derg is going to cross the line in 11th. These are the GR3 cars obviously. So Grasshopper is going to finish 2nd with Unforgiven 3rd, Derg is going to be 4th or 11th, Stealth in 12th as they come down towards turn 11. These guys just completing I think 32 laps, so well done to Stealth. Slowpoke is Stealth has crossed the line, yes he has. Slowpoke in 13th, and the race leader Osman, who got an extra lap in, is coming up to the back of Slowpoke. Oh, and he's had Osman straight into the back of Slowpoke, and Slowpoke crosses the line in 13th. So Osman, if I can find him, where is he? He's gone. There's Osman. Osman, we're just going to watch that again. I'm not sure what was happening there. I think he was just trying to give Slowpoke a bit of a nudge across the line. It's a good job Osman was so far in front, in fact a lap in front, but Osman does cross the line to take the win in the GR3s. So well done to him, fantastic racing from Osman. Grasshopper 9th, Unforgiven 10th, Dirk 11th, Stealth 12th, Slowpoke 13th, and C Brown, who I'm sure will be really glad to see that checkered flag. He's going to come in 14th. That was race 2 of this Wednesday multi-class. I believe we may be at Sardinia next week. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what's on my list, so we'll go with that for now. So I hope you can join me for that. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you did, hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, if you could do so, it really would help me out. And many thanks to everybody that has already subscribed. I really do appreciate it, and we will catch you all again